I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where I love to answer your questions and make those connections. But we have a very, very special episode tonight that I'm truly, truly honored and excited for our guest coming on. So our guest coming on tonight is one of a great psychic medium, spiritual teacher, and truly, just from the onset, from I first got to know her, was really passionate about building a spiritual community. And literally, when I say that, I mean worldwide. So it is such an honor and a pleasure to please introduce and bring on Allison Gannon. So, Allison, as I was mentioning to our listeners, you really have been in the spiritual community for years and very, very committed to building a spiritual community. I just would love to know, how did you get started in your own spiritual connection, your own spiritual journey?
Sure. So as a little girl, I could feel the presence of spirit people, but I didn't realize what I was feeling. And so I'd be in a room with no humans, but felt eyes on me. And that was really quite unsettling. And so as a child, I would run from one room to the next looking for mom, dad, grandma. And I wouldn't stay in a room by myself. And my parents could never figure it out. They said, "What are you so scared of?" And I didn't understand what I was scared of either, but I just knew I wasn't in the room alone. And so that's really, looking back now, I understand that I was feeling spirit and didn't understand that experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can totally relate to that, right? And even as I got older, I think I still thought maybe it's me making it up. you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Absolutely. And even to the point where I didn't sleep in my own bedroom until I left the house at 18 for college. So my
wow.
grandma lived with us, and it was grandma and I. And then she passed when I was 16, and I moved in with my parents. But
Oh,
I would not stay in my own room.
wow, that's incredible. But also interesting on that soul's journey. As we talk about, sometimes we don't know it in that moment, but even on that soul's journey, I know you were so close to your grandmother as I was with mine. And, on that soul's journey of losing her at 16. And then, you were also young when your mom transitioned as well. Um, what a sense of peace, though, that you had so many nights in the same room with them. They, I
Very
mean, I think
close.
it's a
Uh-huh.
blessing to really have that, even if we don't know the why, maybe in that moment. You know,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it really was later on when my mom was going through illness. She had congestive heart failure. Uh, and um, and so she was getting ready for an appointment, but a couple weeks before that appointment, my grandma came to me during the waking hours from the spirit world and telepathically conveyed, "I'm coming for your mom." So
wow,
that
yeah.
was really like my first kind of conscious connection communication with spirit.
Were you like, I'm just curious because I think I know how I would have been in that moment, but in that moment when it first hit you, do you think you were like, okay, no, I'm making that up. That's just me. There's no way. Or do you think you just knew that was spirit and you were just trusting it?
I knew it was grandma. We all have an energetic signature, so we can, when your back's turned toward the door and someone walks in, you can kind of feel who that person is without
Yeah.
turning around. So I knew it was grandma. She was with my grandfather, although I didn't know him in life. I just assumed that, she was with this male who was probably grandpa. And it was surreal. So, and you don't want to believe that it's someone's time to cross.
Yes. Yes.
So, I did put it out of my mind. But what's interesting is, I just got a reading where I was the sitter, and mom came through saying, "You knew I was going to pass before I did." And so I said, it was kind of nice that it came full circle, and
Yeah.
mom was validating that she, knew that grandma came as well.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, and that validation is such a beautiful part of the message that someone can receive, right? Um,
Absolutely.
so one of the things I love about you, just following you through the years and watching your journey, you've always spoken your truth, Allison. If you felt something wasn't right or it didn't sit right or it didn't like you were unapologetic about saying, "Hey, I'm not here to, poo poo on someone, but this is my take or this is my belief or this is." And I always felt that very, very, very powerful, right? You weren't necessarily the people pleaser. It was more about being authentic to spirit for you. I wanna know for you, that passion, that dedication, that integrity, and that feeling of building the spiritual community for you, where did all of that part kinda come in for you?
Probably from my upbringing with my parents. I mean, my parents were always very much about helping others, charity work, volunteer work. My mom even has a street sign named after her in Tucson because of all the fundraising and work she's done. So they were, incredible role models for me to always, help others and always be kind to others because we don't know what's going on in their lives. And so, in terms of being a seeker of truth, that is just the very kind of essence of who I am, much to the chagrin of my son growing up. Because I was always like uncovering the truth, uncovering the truth, uncovering the truth. Um, but now we're best friends. So that's, it's all full circle. But yeah, so just seeking knowledge, bringing knowledge to the community in all different aspects. It's just education was so important for my father. So he had me going to business school. I graduated from his school. Then he had me go to law school. I graduated from law school. And then I became a medium. But he instilled in me the sense of education, and that continues now in the metaphysical realm.
Great. That's wonderful. And I know you've had so much opportunity to travel and, to see a lot of the world around you. But, just to kind of share with you guys, and Allison will rejoin us, I really want to talk about Spirit Camp. So, Allison, for anyone who knows or doesn't know, Allison, like I said, has been an amazing contributor to the spiritual community, always working on things, always kind of talking about things. And she created this spirit camp. So she created this idea of 5 days of light workers, teachers, masters from all over coming together to really kind of teach and educate their modality. And we're doing that for the sake of fundraising for Allison. But really, at the end of the day, we're going to get so much out of it. So let's bring Allison on here. And Allison, let's talk about the spirit camp, because I know that that is something that is so phenomenal that you created and built to bring everyone together for the purpose of learning, education, connection, and of course, it serves as a fundraiser, which is also a wonderful opportunity.
Yes, it's a 5-day online event. People can drop in for 1 day, 2 days, or all 5 days. And we have um, meditation, sitting for spirit. Uh, we have so many different workshops, 3 different spirit art workshops with Coral Ryder and Miguel Gonzalez and Irene Bilton. So each day there's like of those 3 days, there's a spirit art workshop, and they're very different. Um, of course, building your spiritual business with Colby, which, is just, I've had so many people have raved about your book, Colby. And I know that many people are excited to take to take your workshop. And then we have some practice sessions, some intuitive sessions. Echo Bodine is going to be teaching intuition. She's a fabulous, well-known medium in outside of or in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. And so it's really incredible. We have Val Hood, who's in
Oh,
Australia.
yeah.
We have Debs Keeley in UK, and we're doing a shamanic journey to find our power animal through drumming. And Reverend Glenda McLeod is going to be teaching. We have a hypnotist who's going to help us, connect better, help our minds, open up to connect with our intuition better. So it's just lots of fun things. We have Stephen Schwartz, who's one of the co-founders, who's one of the founding people of remote viewing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's absolutely incredible, and he's going to lead us on a remote viewing exercise.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it really is a beautiful buffet of spiritual adventure for sure. So many modalities coming in. I know Val Hood. I actually had a chance to see her in Australia when I was visiting. So she's phenomenal. And again, just so much um, quality quality offerings that are happening. And I love
Absolutely.
it.
And we're going to have a past lives workshop
Oh,
um,
fun.
with Lori Smith, and we're going to have a demonstration by the fabulous Hazel Martin. So there is going to be a demonstration and a pet readings that's part of Spirit Camp. And then in the evenings, we're going to have, kind of uh, three demonstrations, one on Friday, Saturday, and you're demonstrating on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's an hour and a half demonstration of mediumship. And that's just, I'm so looking forward to that. So, lots of things for people to choose. You can come to the evening events. You could come to Colby's demonstration without coming to Spirit Camp. So there's a lot of choice in this.
I think it's really great, yeah, that people can kinda take away, but, just for that cost of the spirit camp, it's so worth it. Oh my gosh, like, all these people individually, those tickets would be in the hundreds, if not thousands. So I
Mhm.
think, what a great offering. And it's also good. I recommend too, just, if anyone buys a ticket, I'm sure they get to watch it if there's something on replay that they would get a chance, right, Allison? So
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's a lot of things that are on replay. Val just said yes to replay. So hers is going to be on replay. Yours is going to be on replay.
yeah.
Shamanic drumming is going to be on replay. A lot of them. Also, Lou Ann Beecher is going to be teaching. Sorry, there's a bee that's just kind of buzzing around
Oh,
here. Uh, I'm just watching it. Uh, so she's doing trance to enhance your mediumship, and she does a fabulous meditation that takes you into an altered state.
oh, I love it. So, Allison, I want to talk about why we are having this fundraiser, for you. Again, you are someone who's consistently helped others and consistently have given back, consistently, raised the bar of spirituality, mediumship, teaching. I would love for you to just share because I know that you are going through something very personal and quite the battle of your own. So what brought everyone together?
Right. In 2021, I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. It's my third rodeo. I first was diagnosed in 2004, and then 10 years later, it came back, and now it's back again, and it's spread. So I do have it throughout my bones and liver and lymph. But I'm trying a new protocol, and there's still a lot of hope, and but it's expensive. Going through something like this is very stressful, and the costs add up. And so Spirit Camp is a way to help relieve some of that stress for me and keep me going. um and I just am so grateful for all the teachers and all the attendees who are joining, because it allows me to continue serving um the community as well as healing myself.
Yeah, I think what's remarkable in the journey that you've had is how much of a legacy that you've built for yourself. I mean, there's such a footprint of what you've offered and what you've done, and always innovative. I mean, I think that it's always like ahead of your time, which I've always found to be like so inspiring. And that's, Rose Publishing, right? It's you created a publishing company to help spiritual light workers get their story out, or to share stories and compilations, and tell me a little bit about that. What inspired that? What made you think to do that? And let's share that a little bit too.
So my grandma really inspired me. It's named after her, Franklin Rose. And her name was Rose Franklin, or is Rose Franklin. My grandma's, her mom died when she was 2, and her father put her in an orphanage. And really, my grandma had a very tough life growing up in upstate New York. Um, and so she loved reading books. And those are some of my fondest memories of, as we were going to bed, she'd have a book always that she would fall asleep with. And so one day, grandma, inspired me to create this publishing company, and, helping authors publish their books. Currently, we have a compilation book that we're publishing called Signs and Synchronicities, and it's made of a collection of authors, and they're all sharing a story of a sign or a synchronicity that has helped them in life. And also, a gentleman who lost his wife, uh, who now writes letters to her and from her. And so his book is just heading to print now. And then a great grandmother who's writing a children's book for her great grandchildren. She lost her daughter to cancer.
I know these stories. I've seen them through my students and colleagues of their stories coming out, and they really are just beautiful, beautiful stories, which is incredible. But what a great way for a grandmother to give to her grandbabies, right? And again, just kind of being able to do that. So,
Ab- Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yes, it's been amazing.
so one of the things I'm curious about, and let me know if it's okay to ask Allison, but through this journey of cancer coming back again, like third time, it's got to be like, are you kidding me? And stage 4, and obviously we have a lot of optimism around it, which is fantastic. But in this particular last battle or bout that you've been dealing with, have there been any eye-opening lessons, you think, or anything that just kind of like some just idea of like, wow, I really just learned that this was most important in life, or I don't know, anything that you feel like this particular experience has just been like, like if there's one eye-opening moment or experience, it's been this.
That is a great question. I'm, just thinking here. I mean, it's definitely been a real challenge. And I don't share how challenging it's been. Um, Mainly because I feel like I'm probably just an optimistic person, and just kind of put it in the back of my head and keep moving forward. But it's been a real challenge, just physically. And then I'll try to answer your question here. Physically, like my left arm doesn't work, my left hand doesn't work, my finger doesn't no longer bends, and I limp because
Oh.
my right hip, is very painful. So physically, I'm falling apart a little bit, but mentally and emotionally, connecting and communicating with the spirit world really has been quite uplifting. My mother and grandmother have been with me um, all through this journey. Actually, the second time I was diagnosed with cancer, mom and grandma had come into a dream, and they said, "You have cancer." And so I went to the oncologist, and she even wrote it in my chart. Patient had a dream she had cancer, then tested me, and it was confirmed. And I think that happened this last time too. Oh, it did happen this last time. I was trying to remember. So I had a dream. I was in Mexico in 2021. I had a dream, and I had this dream where half of my face had been eaten by cancer.
Oh,
And I know. And I woke up and I thought, oh gosh, that's a horrible dream. And I went down to breakfast and I was traveling with a friend, and sitting next to us was this couple from Texas. And it looked like the wife had a stroke. Her face was sunken in. And, um, and we got to talking to them, and she said, I had cancer and it ate part of my face.
wow.
And I thought, oh, it's about her. It's not about me. But she said, you better get checked. You had this dream. You better get checked. And a lot of times our dreams can be about someone else, but it's also a message for ourselves. It's like a twofer.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was. And
Yeah.
so really the spirit coming into my dreams and then sharing the information is how they've helped me to navigate this, including different healing modalities. They came into my dreams and told me, go to Mexico and do dolphin therapy. And here I am. I'm like, I don't even have a passport. I got my passport in one day and off I was to do dolphin sonar therapy. So I follow spirit and spirit guides me. And I think that the more that we're open to the signs and synchronicities of the spirit world, the easier, navigating through life's challenges can be, and the more magical it is. I mean, this is not by any means any, fun thing to go through. It's very challenging. And if I sat and thought about it, I'd probably, you know, cry and have tears and all of that. But I choose to harness the magic of the universe and allow spirit to guide me.
I love that, and it's beautiful. And, and I agree. I love the optimistic approach as well. I'm not sure I could be as strong as you, but
Well, you
uh,
could. You're a tough
no.
cookie.
Yeah, well, let's hope we don't have to find out, right?
Absolutely. No.
Um, I think the one thing that she is so right on about is the signs and synchronicities guiding us on our path in our life. Like when you do follow those and you take note, you will see that they literally start kind of creating that path for you. It's just trusting it and surrendering to it, right? Because a lot of times you may see a sign or symbol, and ignore it. Like let's just say, for instance, with Allison, and here she is. So, Allison, you had the dream, right? And then really, who's to say that your mom and grandmother didn't put that lady in front of you as if like, hey, 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 hey. And
As a
you
mirror.
still,
As a mirror.
as a mirror. And you could have easily said, oh, so glad that wasn't me, and moved on about your day and not gone to the oncologist, not gone to kind of face what probably, no, face, right? Ironically, but face what could be one of the deepest fears that you may have had inside, deep down, right? And so, but you trusted that sign, that synchronicity, you trusted it. And I think for anyone, I hope their takeaway today is to really trust those signs, those synchronicities, and to know, I believe that is how we are being divinely guided throughout our lives. And it becomes easier. I think once you start to practice it and play, it starts to become magical and fun to see how the universe is talking to you and connecting to you through the little things that they are giving you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I do want to, thank you so much for coming on today and to, not just sharing your story, but the vulnerability behind it. I know it's not easy, and it's not easy to be in a place of saying, wow, you really are in a place. Yes, there's a fight and there's a plan and there's a strategy, which is really, really important. But there's also a trust and a surrendering, like, okay, what's next? So where are we going next? And yet still finding a way. You've got all this going on for you, but you're still finding a way how you can be of service, how you can help others on their path. And I believe Spirit Camp is a phenomenal, phenomenal way to do that. And it sounds like it's really a great opportunity for beginners, intermediate, advanced. It really seems like it's going to kind of help all levels as well, which is really great. So
Absolutely open to all levels. And great.
And we'll put the links in one more time here, just so everyone has like it at the bottom of the chat to just kind of get an idea. And Allison, where can someone reach out to you directly if they do want to sign up with you or reach out or have a question? And where would you recommend them going?
That is a good question. I mean, my website is spiritcommunication.com. And also have a Facebook page, Spirit Communication. That might be the best place. Find me on Facebook. Then, spiritcamp.eventbrite.com is the link for the camp.
Right. We have that in there. Now, one thing I want everybody to listen to, because I think this is just beyond generous and super exciting, but now I get to talk about the raffle that Allison is putting together. So let me just tell you guys a little bit about this. So Allison put together a raffle. So if you donate to the GoFundMe link we put right here, okay? So if you put the link in there and donate, okay? So if you guys donate, you are in for a raffle with a reading from one of 10 mediums that she has collected to volunteer. So I believe this would be a private reading. Is that correct?
Private reading.
So that's incredible. So you guys, not only you have Spirit Camp, which is great. Buy your Spirit Camp ticket, for I think it's $199 for all of it, right? Which is great. You can also come to my class or my event. Yes. But the other thing is, if you raffle, send in a donation in itself, and you may win a private reading with one of the 10 mediums that have volunteered that service. So what a great, great, great offering, Allison. And I'm really hoping we have an amazing turnout and that we get everyone coming together, because I think this is so exciting to see who's there and what they're offering and all the kind of I think for anyone, it's going to, even if you ever thought about something, think about being exposed to remote viewing, exposed to spirit art, exposed to trance. Like, I mean, what a wonderful idea here that you've come up with. So this is a lot of numerology. I love being a prior accountant.
That is amazing.
It's incredible, right? I just want to say too, I will just send you guys. So what's interesting, as we are talking right now, Allison, a friend of mine also was battling cancer, went through weeks long of radiation, chemo, excuse me, literally had her surgery today. And so, she just texted. So again, when we look at signs and symbols, I believe that's a sign from the universe of, you know what, good vibes all around, good vibes from above and the spirit world and our loved ones, for a happy and speedy recovery for you, Allison. But I am so honored and excited. And this Spirit Camp starts this Wednesday, everybody. This Wednesday. So please grab your ticket. Come join us. My particular events are Sunday. I think I'm closing it out, right? I think I'm at the end of it. But we all know there is no end. So, Allison, I want to thank you so much. I know it's late for you. I appreciate you coming on to talk to us, to share your story. And I will see you on Sunday.
Thank you so much, Colby. And thanks to all of the teachers who are participating and volunteering at Spirit Camp.
Absolutely. All right. Well, have a beautiful night. And thank you again, Allison. And we will talk soon.
Okay. Much love to you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.